Oh, back down with the 3-year-olds. Just got a little bite to eat. I'm sharp. Um, what's going on with the 3-year-old? So, Ailsund, as expected, her poor performance her last start was attributed to a high liver count. I don't really know. I've never seen a virus affect liver counts like this, but when you go up and down the program and look at horses that maybe didn't race well in any given race, you may be able to attribute that to a number of things. And one of them I would suspect right now, this isn't we're not the only ones who are saying, we have some horses with high liver counts. I've seen run across quite a few right now. The veterinarian I spoke to last week believes that it is a virus, which is odd, but considering the year we're in, is it that shocking that a virus could cause this much mayhem? I would say no. So Ailsund, hers wasn't super high, less than half of what Bottle of Reds is, but nevertheless, we gave her a week off. We'll bring her back and get her back in to go. I think in that class with a manageable GGT level, which should be easy, I think that Ailsund causes some damage. So a week or so off just to freshen up at the farm. We'll bring her back and get her started. Beach Boutique trained in 2-2 last quarter and 27 in a piece the other day. I was really, really happy with her. She was on the right line a little bit. I had asked him to have the vet look over. He thought her knee was a little tight, injected her knee with a little acid, and he said that it was quite tight, quite dry. So good. She should be ready to school next week. Bottle of Red, as I said, her GGT was still quite high. Gave her a week in the field. We'll bring her back next week, see how that looks, and begin training her back. She should be ready to go. She's going to need 2 weeks. 2 weeks more to get that down. I know it's pesky, but it's as simple as this. You cannot race a horse with a GGT high, regardless of a virus or whether it's hay or what it is. You can't race them when it's high like that. They just don't race well at all. Canadian Titan come back today. We dropped her in Harry's barn just to put some work into her until we get the veterinarian to have a look at her. All systems go from what we can see on the outside. Now we just have to have an x-ray done on that knee to make sure everything is good on the inside. Her knees have bothered her throughout her career, really cost her a 3-year-old season. Now we gave her all the time she needed, bring her back. Going to have a look at her in the coming weeks, but for now she's back jogging at Harry's barn. Capistrano, not a good qualifier the other day. We're really just looking for a spot we can race her for a little while until we decide who we're going to breed her to and when we're going to stop with her. I suspect from the breeders I talked to, a filly that's never been in foal before, you want to get them under the lights, they say, literally mid-December, so I guess that's probably what we're going to do. So Capistrano probably has another month left, 6 weeks left. I was hoping, the way Harry said she trained so well at the farm, let's get her in to go and get her racing somewhere. Gonna have to get her in to go somewhere this week. So Capistrano is somewhat in limbo, but at the same time will be entered into race somewhere this week. Changing of the guard. He was supposed to be sold. We brought him to the Meadows, looked for a good race out of him. Kind of a so-so 4th place finish. And then we went to race him back, and his liver was high. And he had a little rash on him and stuff too, so I wasn't too concerned. He had the 9-hole. We scratched him. I trained him Friday morning in 58-4 at the Meadows. He's ready to be put back in the box. Compass Rose DC, her liver count is good. She trained good on Friday. Where are we at here? Don't Believe Me, Just Watch was second the other day. He's back in to go. And a shocker, we get her an 8-hole. Don't Believe Me, Just Watch drew the 8-hole at Flamborough. He's actually drawn pretty good all year, I think. But the 8-hole this coming week. Globetrotting, obviously in hindsight, it was a mistake to enter this filly in to go at the Meadowlands and hours at 10,000. I know Wire wanted to enter this filly in to go because he prepped her. He got some vet work done to her. Then we were going to race her in the Matron. She didn't get in the Matron. So why don't we try her one more time? Okay. She comes out in a race with aged horses. Now, she was bet down pretty low, but the rail isn't the greatest place to leave from with her at all, especially at a track like the Meadowlands where you're right up against the screen all the way down the stretch. He just lost, Andy Miller lost her coming out of the gate, which seems a little odd, but it happened, and she made a break. So I guess worst case scenario, not worst case, her getting injured would have been worst case. A bad scenario from start to finish. 1, we didn't get in the Matron. 2, we ended up in an overnight race at the Meadowlands against Numbers at 10 Company. 3, she made a break leaving. Not the way you want to end the year, but nevertheless, it's over now. Globetrotting will be going out to the field right away. I'll Play It Alone, another horse. His GGT was above high normal. We want it, especially a horse like him, we want everything perfect. So we gave him a week off. We'll get that GGT down. I know this is frustrating. You guys don't want to hear this stuff, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can't hide from it. You know, you get in a car accident, you want to turn back time, but you can't. And when it comes to something like this, it's here. It happened. Let's push through it. We have a way to treat the horses. Let's treat them, get them back on the top of their game, and get them back racing, and that's exactly what we're going to try and do here with I'll Play It Alone. Then we look at Miss Brampton Beast. Kevin had her ready to school, said she was coughing for a little bit. With this weather change, it's not that shocking. She's going to need another week, probably. Muscle Chrome trained her in 2 minutes at the farm today. Now, the track is short. For sure it's short. But how short? Not 15 lengths short. So, I mean, a pretty good training mile for Muscle Chrome this week. She'll have to qualify, I would imagine, next week, and then she'll be entered in to go. Need Your Opinion has a race next week. She has the Harvest Series next week, and then we'll see what we're going to do with her. I'm not really sure what will happen after that. Path of Totality is racing Monday in Pennsylvania. That is her last start of the year. Tim and I have talked about it. That was the problem last week. There was a little bit of a communication breakdown between Tim and I. I told all our clients, all my partners, no, that's it for her. We'll take that chip out and give her time off. And then Tim entered her back in to go. I'm actually glad he did now. She's like 5-1 morning line, drew the middle of the gate. She's going to get raced this week. And then we will, I promise, we'll take that chip out after that. Really Blue Chip trained in 2 minutes this morning at the farm. Again, a little short, but even if you say, well, she went a mile 2.2, 2.3, it's a good mile at that farm. Really happy with what I saw from her. She'll probably qualify next Friday morning. Rooney Blue Chip, steering problems with him the other day, but not power problems. He still won a mile 58, come 30 seconds, and I really couldn't drive him. You know, if we get him steering straight, that's got to be 57, and that's enough to usually win that class. So we'll see what happens with old Rune next week. Spend that money. Will be out for another couple of weeks. We'll bring her back in, see if we can start her back up, keep her fresh. Spirit of Dio's done for the season. Man, oh man, she had a good year. For the people that owned her, we know she had a good year. Maybe looking at her money earned and whatnot, you might say, she had an okay year, but she had a really good year. I wish I had that last race back. Man, I wish I had it back. Talk about wanting to rewind the clock. I would love to have that race back just one more time. Nevertheless, a good finish to the year for her. She's done for the season now. Trafalgar, little update on Trafalgar, little problem. Trafalgar's lame, and it looks like she trained good, she jogged good, then she come up lame. They thought it was a pus pocket. X-rayed, couldn't find anything wrong with her, but she is lame, left front. She will miss the Harvest Series because of this, and it is a real problem. But at the same time, we're trying to figure out what is wrong with this filly. I know Harry said she was lame the other day. They took the shoe off her, and she actually got sore, which to me means it's in her foot, you would think. It's not a bone. So is it a pus pocket? I hope so, but we haven't seen any cracks, any swelling, any developments where you think something was popping out of that hairline. So it is concerning, but at the same time, we will get it figured out one way or another in the next week or so, but that won't be enough time to make the Harvest Series. So Trafalgar, it looks like she's going to end up getting slightly injured. Hopefully it's a pus pocket, which will lead to just a rest and a start to our 2021 season fresh and sound. I hope that's what it is, but we will see in the coming days. Watch Avenue and Zeb Sunshine have both started the training back now. Kevin brought them in a couple, well, maybe they're not training yet, but they'll be training soon. Kevin brought them in a couple of weeks ago, and by all accounts, they're doing their work very, very well. So that's the 3-year-olds. It's all the 3-year-olds. I'll be back in a minute. We got a couple of racehorses, got the small barns, and all the other barns come up just a second.